Hey ladies and gentlemen, Stephen here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at a fragrance by the company Montagne Parfums, and this one is called Eau de Montagne, so make sure to stay tuned. This fragrance was released just this year in 2019, and the fragrance Eau de Montagne means montane water, and obviously the company is called Montagne Parfum. Now, I do want to disclose that this product was actually sent to me for review by the company, but as always, I'm going to attempt to review this fragrance using mostly objective terms so as to not infuse too much of my opinion into this review. Now, I have actually reviewed another fragrance by this company, which was their inspiration of Lost Cherry by Tom Ford, which is a private blend release. Now, this company puts out original releases, but they also have fragrances that are inspired by more popular niche and designer fragrances. So they have their own version of Dior Sauvage, they have their own version of Creed Aventus, and they kind of do things in this laboratory style bottle, which is kind of similar to the company Le Labo. A lot of people have even mentioned that regarding their label and also the fact that they print the person's name on the label. So there's a level of personalization there. Now, I actually got to spending a little bit of time with this one. This is actually not the one that I requested from the company, but I ended up receiving this one, which I am enjoying because it's a very safe and easy to wear scent. And this one, Eau de Montagne, from what my nose can perceive, this is their inspiration of Silver Mountain Water by Creed. I'm going to be letting you know what my nose picks up in terms of the smell. Let's go ahead and start things off by taking a very quick and close look at the presentation. So the box for this fragrance has the name of the company here on the front. It has the fragrance name, the bottled on date. So in my case, it's October 10th of 2019. So I've been playing around with this one for about 20 days now. And then I decided to print my name on the label so you can actually customize your label when you get your fragrance. On the inside of the box, you just have some tissue paper and the bottle rests on top of that. And as far as the bottle is concerned, same exact information that is on the box is also printed on this label here on the front of the bottle. There is no information on the bottom like a serial number or anything like that. And the cap for this fragrance does not click into place, but it is a bit of a snug fit, so you can pick this one up from the cap. And the distribution on the atomizer is nice and wide. Let's continue with the smell. Now, as soon as this fragrance opens up, you are going to get that inky note from it that a lot of people talk about in regards to Silver Mountain Water. So Silver Mountain Water, what do you have in your head when you think of Silver Mountain Water? You think of something that's perhaps a little bit of aquatic, especially because of the water part of the name, but you also think of something that's a little bit abstract, and that's definitely what you get from this composition. So it has a little bit of that violet leaf thing going on in here. It's a little aquatic as well, but it also has that component to it that kind of smells like ink. I know ink is a very weird thing to talk about, especially when it comes to fragrances, but there are some fragrances out there that are said to have an inky note. And so you have Encre Noire by Lalique. You also have, I guess to a certain extent, Sycamore by Chanel, which is also said to smell similar to Encre Noire. And then you also have Silver Mountain Water. Now, I think most people who would be purchasing this scent or who would express interest in purchasing this scent are doing so because they are considering this a more inexpensive alternative to Silver Mountain Water. Now, what I have to say regarding that is more often than not, a lot of companies like Creed will have captive molecules or captive ingredients in their fragrances, which means what exactly? If somebody is trying to recreate their fragrance, they can only get it a certain percentage close. They will never be able to get it 100% close. That is certainly the case when it comes to Creed Aventus. All of the Aventus clones or inspirations that I've smelled haven't really been able to get it 100% of the way there. They might get it 90% of the way there, 95% of the way there. And yeah, sometimes when you smell it in the air, you won't place a bet on it and say, yeah, I can guarantee you're wearing Creed Aventus. Just because, it's always hard to sort of interpret the smell of something in the air. And so if somebody is just casually walking past you, you don't really know. But in the case of this one, I do think it smells rather close to Silver Mountain Water. And I think that was the first subjective statement that I made in this entire review, is that yes, I do think that it smells close to Silver Mountain Water. And so I think that in terms of the overall smell, it's very close to the way that it smells with Silver Mountain water, in the regard that it's not going to smell like Virgin Island water. It's not going to smell like Aventus. It definitely is comprised of most of the same ingredients that are also utilized in Silver Mountain water. Now, in terms of the smell itself, in case you haven't smelled Silver Mountain water, it does open up with a nice bit of freshness. Now, that is on account of a couple of different citrus notes, but it's nothing really definitive or concrete. It just kind of smells fresh in the opening. As it starts to transition, you do have this note of violet, and you have this sort of inky presence, almost like if you can imagine the smell of ink, but still done in a way that's a little aquatic, a little fresh, and super unique. And then in the base, you get something that's a woodsy, but it doesn't necessarily smell like one particular type of wood. It's just this overall nice, fresh, versatile, unisex scent. And so, in terms of getting it close to Silver Mountain water, I don't really like to put percentages on things, but I would say they got it like 85 or 90% of the way there, which I actually kind of enjoyed, because I don't like smelling something that's 100% similar to something else. I do want to be introduced to a new experience, and that also makes it kind of fun for me when it comes to reviewing fragrances. But in terms of an inspiration of Silver Mountain water, this is inevitably, without a shadow of a doubt, an inspiration of Silver Mountain water, just because the similarities are too uncanny. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, obviously this is not a unique fragrance because it is an inspiration of a more popular niche fragrance, but in terms of the overall smell, it's incredibly pleasant, and this is, again, subjective, my opinion. This is a pleasant smell. I personally like the way that this one smells. I am also the proud owner of a bottle of Silver Mountain water. I did buy it at a discount, but nonetheless, I like the way that Silver Mountain water smells, and it's always one where I spray it on a nice warm day, and I always feel as though I made the right choice. Silver Mountain water, Millésime Imperial, Virgin Island water, those are some of my favorite fragrances out there. And so this one does bring it quite close, so I would go as far as saying it's a really good alternative if you're looking for an alternative to Silver Mountain water and you're trying to cut down on costs a little bit. In terms of the longevity of this scent, I did get 6 to 7 hours, so the longevity is pretty good given the concentration, but also the olfactory classification of the scent. And so because it is a little bit on the lighter side, you're not going to expect it to be in beast mode territory or anything like that. And then in terms of the projection, really great for the first 2 hours. Versatility on this one is also quite good. I think this is one that can be worn dressed up or dressed down, and this is one that can be worn casually. It could also be worn by both a man and a woman. However, I would probably wear this one when it's a little bit warm outside, although you can pull this off in the autumn months. And then in terms of the presentation, I do like the way the presentation looks. However, I do find it to be rather similar to Le Labo's presentation. My final verdict on this scent is I do find this to be a solid alternative to Silver Mountain water if you're in the market for something that's a bit more on the inexpensive side. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. That was my review of Eau de Montagne by Montagne Parfums. If you are new to this channel and you took something of value from this video, I would love it if you could support this channel and what I do. It's easy and it's free. All you have to do is click that red subscribe button down below, and this way whenever I do upload future fragrance related content, it will appear in your feed. You never need to worry about missing any of my future uploads. Also, please remember to enable post notifications by clicking on the bell next to the subscribe button. This way you can 100% assure that you will be informed. Thanks again for watching. I love you all. We'll see you next time. Bye.